Robin. Thank you so much. Hello, Los Angeles. Yay. You all know Dr. Joe runs, right? But a lot of you know I play tennis. And in tennis, we say that when you are in your home court, you have the home court advantage. This is my home court advantage, you all. Well, thank you for being here. This is so wonderful to see so many familiar faces, friends, not only from LA. We have had friends who are traveling from Boise, from Philadelphia, from Denver, from Texas, from so many places. This is really, really incredible to have all of you here. So yes, I know a lot of you, but for those who don't know me, my name is Sylvia D'Souza, and I'm the Vice President of Development, Philanthropy, Organizational Advancement, call it whatever you want. And I'll tell you exactly what I do in a second. But this presentation is titled here, Partnering with the IMF. For the last couple of years, as I have been traveling around the country and also to other parts of the world, I've been sharing about how you can partner with us. In this last couple of years, we have made tremendous strides. We have been able to engage you deeply. We have been able to strengthen your commitment to the IMF in advancing our mission. And we have made deep friendships with all of you. A lot of you sitting in this room here today have stepped up, have stepped in to help us advance our goals. We have made friendships, we have formed a family, and I want to share a glimpse of what this kind of looks like. So please enjoy this video.
Beautiful people, I love it. We need to keep doing it. I hope all of it is downhill. We have hills, but we're dealing with it. I love it.
Thank you. So as you saw, we are not in this alone. It takes a village, and this is the village, right? We are a nonprofit organization, and we need the support of all of you. So my purpose at the IMF is to really advance the mission and vision of our organization. My role sits at the intersection of community, relationships, and revenue generation. I personally and professionally believe that these are not mutually exclusive. When we build trust with all of you, when you all step up and you know what we are trying to accomplish, we accomplish it together. We are a smaller-ish organization, but as you know, our interim CEO, Diane Moran, has mentioned, and you'll hear from her again tomorrow, we are not small because of all of you. You make us very, very large. We are in 140 countries around the globe. We serve more than 1 million patients and care partners, so we are not that small after all. And every year, 35,000 patients get diagnosed in the United States alone, and about 145,000 globally. So we are only growing, but and you're a part of this community. You're a part of what we are able to accomplish. My job also is to inspire partnerships, secure philanthropic support, and resources so we can actually continue to keep doing the work we are here to do, which is to serve you. I also have the incredible honor of working with dedicated volunteers. A lot of you are in this room here today, partners and key stakeholders from the US and across the globe. So philanthropy really comes in many different shape and forms. As you saw in this video, You can volunteer your time. When I have been presenting this last couple of years across the country, I've been talking about launching our Miracles for Myeloma 5K runs across. And we cannot obviously be in Boca Raton while we're also trying to do business out here in LA. So we reached out a lot of our support group leaders, our community members, and said we are looking for co-chairs for our events. And a lot of you put up your hands and made these events extremely successful for us. You can join our support group and become a leader. Last year, just like this, we had a support group, a patient who was sitting at a patient family seminar. And after my presentation, she came and she spoke to me. And now she's actually not only a support group leader, she started a support group in Minnesota. She's also taken part in our grassroots patient advocacy program. She's a co-chair for a run that's coming up in Chicago very soon. She's really built, made this her purpose. So we totally understand that, being diagnosed with myeloma and going through your journey is not by any shape or form easy. But, we can either sit down and let, something that you couldn't have control about take control of you, or you can say, what can I do, not only for myself, but also for my community. You can also, some of you in this room are probably very social media savvy. We are always looking for people to help us promote our events, promote things that we are sharing on social media, because it really helps us reach a very large number of people that otherwise would not know what multiple myeloma is, or what the International Myeloma Foundation does, what each of you are, who are you, why you're going through what you're going through, and how we can actually collectively make a difference. Your intellectual capacity, many of you are lawyers, you're financial advisors, you are very capable human beings, even to and through your myeloma journey. We want to ensure that we leverage that capacity with you. You will hear from some of our patient friends, throughout this weekend and even at one of our dinners tomorrow evening, how we want to leverage your passion, for advancing research, using your voice for a patient grassroots advocacy program. So there's a lot of things that you can do to actually contribute to moving the needle forward. Last but not the least, we are a nonprofit organization. This organization was founded by Susie Novis-Dury with the premise that no patient should be alone in their journey, that they should have, the support, they should have the knowledge, they should have the empowerment and the ability to navigate their journey. So we always first strive to put a warm blanket around our patients. But even that warm blanket costs money. For us to find a cure for myeloma costs money. How many of you saw that article yesterday in the Wall Street Journal and soon to be in the New York Times and pretty much every other major publication? The co-founder for Nike, Paul Smith, made a $2 billion investment, philanthropic investment, to fight cancer, and it's going to Oregon Cancer Center. That's the kind of investments we need to have, because science requires money, research requires money, and especially right now, that we are facing all these federal funding grants. So if any of you have that ability, please talk to me. Please talk to some of my team members whom I'll bring up to the stage in a moment. So we can also do it in many different forms. So how many of you in this room have heard about our peer-to-peer fundraising efforts? Raise your hands. Great, so good number of you, yeah. So our peer-to-peer fundraising is born out of your own idea. You can say, I belong to a wine club, I belong to a book club, I belong to, a racing community, and I'm going to, one of our support group leaders, she is an avid tennis player, and she, was somebody of renowned recognition during her heyday. We are actually creating a tennis tournament next summer in Minnesota. And we are aspiring to raise about almost $250,000. We're aiming for about 150 players. It's going to be a round robin. She came to speak to me at a very recent event. A lot of you have heard me speak at events like this and come and said, I would like to do something. We have a mother here sitting with her son, who's 28 years old. They're here from Denver, just out of stem cell transplant. And I met Christine Law maybe like a month into, Daryl's diagnosis. This is a time when anybody would say, I am going into my shell. I have to deal with what I have to deal with. But guess what? Christine actually reached out to me and to our development team and said, me and my son want to make a difference. And she's organizing a 5K race in Denver in spring through March Myeloma Action Month. We have another incredible couple here, Ron and Sherry Pask. Ron and Sherry, can you raise your hands? They're here from Clark, New Jersey. You all? Yeah. So for 13 years, they have been organizing a 5K race in Clark, New Jersey, and they've been raising money to advance research. And you all know the name Miracles for Myeloma. I didn't come up with it. I was looking for names to actually trademark our 5K events, and none of us was actually sticking. I reached out to Ron and Sherry, and I said, Ron and Sherry, I want to immortalize you. I want to carry your legacy forward. I want this to become a thing that lives in perpetuity. Can I borrow Miracles for Myeloma and make it a thing? They said, give us a week to think. And then they came back and they said, this is yours. Look what we have made with it, Ron and Sherry, because of what you have done for the myeloma community. Thank you. We also have an individual here called Rich Armstrong. He's come here from Philadelphia. Last year, when we were doing our 5K race in Philadelphia, Rich said, I cannot be there. It's a very important milestone birthday for me, but I really want to contribute in some way, shape, or form to make your event a success. He underwrote a DJ for us for that event. So we had a DJ that was supported, and it was a blast. Our participants really enjoyed. All this is to say that there is something that any of us, all of us, who really want to do something can do. If that is you, please come talk to me. But if that's not you, if you live in that community, if you have family, friends, co-workers, or somebody who might want to do that for you, with you, also encourage them. This can be like a community-led event. So if you can do your own peer-to-peer event, you can also reach out to the IMF and participate in one of ours. We do have flyers for Miracles for Myeloma that's coming up on September 13th in Clark, New Jersey. So please sign up, donate, do anything to make this event a success for us. You can also join one of our Hope Society programs. It's a monthly recurring and annual giving program. How many of you in this room actually go to Starbucks like at least once a day? Raise your hands and don't be shy. Be honest, I know there's more than those two, Tawny and Rosemary, and you're all being shy. Okay. But I know there's more of you. I saw you all being up for the Starbucks that closed at 11 o'clock this morning. But if you are the person who loves your caramel macchiato that's like got 3 layers on top of it with that, all the Greek letters that none of us know how to say it, but we do say it, having it that once a week or 3 times a week does cost you some money. Like keep a jar in your kitchen, go do a drip coffee, put that money in that jar, and then at the end of the month, give it to the IMF. Yes, we do require the $2 billion, but we also require the $250 a week. Every bit, every dollar really counts us to help do the work that we are doing. Transformative gifts, I already spoke about it. If any of you have that kind of resource, or if you know of people who have that kind of resource, please connect us to them. I was at an event last May in Philadelphia, and one of our patient friends is connected to a family foundation, and the family foundation really wanted to do something for this patient, and they have stepped in, and they actually help our Empower initiative. So now it's become an annual thing. So it doesn't have to be you, because I do want to absolutely recognize that the myeloma is very disparate, It affects everybody very differently. But at the same time, your circumstances are also very disparate. Some of you have more support, access to resources, time, energy, and money, but others don't. But it can take one individual, it can take 10 individuals to cover up for the rest of the community. So let us know if it is you or if it is somebody that you know that we should be talking to, and we'll be more than happy to reach out while also protecting our relationship with you. Plan giving is something that we would love for you to consider, because some of you are not that liquid during your lifetime. You're obviously having your own expenses. But if you have assets, whether it's a real estate or any other sorts of property, artwork, we are working with a patient and their family right now. They're art collectors, and it's almost 200 pieces of art, and we are looking to seeing if that's a way that we can auction off and the proceeds can actually come to the IMF. But if this is something that you have, even IRA, anything that you would like to make IMF a beneficiary, please do come talk to us. We'll be more than grateful. I have a newly diagnosed friend here who's sitting right here in the front row. We got the opportunity to meet each other last year. And she had made plans for her estate to be given to her best friend. And blessed behold, she went from MGUS to being diagnosed with multiple myeloma, and she found the IMF. And she realized the kind of work that we are doing to save lives. We are in the business of saving lives at the IMF. And she said, my best friend can do what she can do with her life, but I am going to make the IMF a beneficiary of my estate. And that patient is sitting right here in front of us. So, yeah. A lot of you are still gainfully employed. Your organizations do have matching gifts. Please talk to your employer and say, hey, I really want to make this monthly, quarterly, annual contribution to the IMF. Is it possible? Do we have something that you'll match me one-on-one, or will you match me two-or-one, or something like that? We have a care partner in the room here, Lance, who's sitting right in the back. We get a quarterly contribution from their family, but also in other shapes or form. So a lot of examples. If you want me to connect you to people who are engaged with us, either as a co-chair for one of our events, or anything along those lines, a planned gift donor, or a major gift donor, a monthly annual giving donor, a peer-to-peer fundraising organizer, please let us know. You are not alone. We'll do this together. I also want to let you know that your money is being utilized very, very effectively. Just in this last year for research, and this is just the highlights, we established a scientific advisory board. You are all already familiar that we have the International Myeloma Working Group, a group of 350 plus myeloma specialists from around the globe, but we distilled it even further. We said, how can we get the brain power of the brain power to advance the needle on finding that cure for myeloma? Philanthropy helped us with that. We just celebrated our 25th anniversary for our support group last year. And, we take up a group of patients to ASH every year. It's called Myeloma Voices in ASH. Many of you in this room have participated in that. All of these activities, events like what you're in right now, we do need support. Every dollar, everything that you help us, give really will help us to get to that impact. Education. One of our favorite programs, through the Empower Initiative is our Medical Health Equity Scholars Program. As you know, we are really trying to tackle myeloma from all different angles, from bottom up, from left to right. So educating community physicians and really having the primary care physicians understand and know the signs and symptoms of myeloma early on in their career is very important for us. Because as Dr. Joe mentioned, a lot of us do get diagnosed about multiple myeloma, or at least get referred to a specialist by your primary care physician. So the Medical Health Equity Scholars Program trains those physicians. So they're a group of 12 scholars that we select from HBCUs. They're paired with a mentor. It's almost a 5-month-long program, and they culminate at the National Medical Association presentation. Every year the location really differs. So it's going to be a game changer for us. This is our 3rd cohort that we have had right now, but imagine through philanthropy, if we have like 500 of those alumni network across the country. Now, we have 5 more empowered community physicians who know what myeloma is. So people will get diagnosed sooner, we'll be able to have better treatment outcomes, we'll be able to save lives better. Last but not the least is advocacy. You're going to hear from Danielle, my colleague, tomorrow. But advocacy, we were able to really gear up on what we are able to accomplish. They are taking a group of 10 or 15 patients and care partners to DC this coming September 17th, 18th, and 19th, because your voices, patient voices, are very important for us to be there and tell legislators and people who are actually writing those laws and policies that why certain things have to be a certain way. None of this is possible if we don't have the resources. Just to do something like that, it costs anywhere between $25,000 and $75,000 because we pay for flights, we pay for accommodation, we pay for food. But then what happens? We have a huge impact. We really make a difference. So even though you might be like, okay, somebody is going and advocating for themselves, they're not. They're actually doing it for you. The IMF has all these events and activities and programs for you. I've again, spoken a little bit about our monthly and annual givings. This really helps sustain our core programs and services, like our patient family seminars, our regional community workshops, our Empower initiatives. We have support group. We have 150 support groups across the country. We have a phenomenal support group team led by Robin Tuohy and her directors. These all really take a lot of time and investment to ensure that we are empowering, educating, and enabling our community to really navigate their journey through myeloma to the best of their ability. We have received approximately 6,500 monthly and annual gifts in FY 2025. This is all you, so I really want to say thank you to you. That number, can we clap? Why is nobody clapping? Okay. That number is huge. In comparison to our other organizations in the same space, this is really, really way above anybody can see. So, so really, all of you, whether you're at this event, you go, you're inspired, you get motivated, that's like a staggering number. Typically, it's anywhere between 400 to 1,000 at the maximum, and this is even at university settings, if you will. Our average annual gift amount is about 228. This is also higher than the industry average for organizations of similar size. So once again, thank you for putting away that resource, to make our mission possible. Our major and transformational gifts also make up to 38% of our fundraising revenue, which is also phenomenal. This is gifts of $25,000 and above. The percentage is pretty standard, but the size of our gifts, I am really hoping through your support and help that we can actually increase. I see Robin coming. August 27th to September 2nd of this year, we are on our second annual Iceland cycling expedition. This is a group of 12 patients, care partners, and clinicians who are out there braving the elements, braving their health, braving everything, putting their life on the risk, and doing this for our patient community so we can actually build visibility for multiple myeloma, a patient's journey to and through myeloma, and also the International Myeloma Foundation. So if you want to support anybody, any of these patients, you want to support the IMF, we will be extremely appreciative and grateful. And with that, I thank you for your attention and for your support.